Hi, this is Pet Beats. I'm going to be going through my new single. It's sort of like weird hip-hop, jazzy type beat, something you'd hear on SMINO stuff. It's very inspired by like his last album, Love for Rent. But yeah, I'll just start by going through the sample. So I'll just show you what the sample sounded like when I found it. So it sounds quite wavy already, but I wanted it to have a bit more of that like chipmunk vocal effect like you can hear in Kanye sampling. So I pitched it up an octave and I'll just let you hear that. And I messed the sample around a bit, moved parts about. And as you can see, I added in some like little breaks where it sounds a bit more like a vinyl record, skipping and stuff. So I'll just show you the effects I added. So first off, I got some EQs that just filtered out a lot of the lows and highs, and this bit here where the kick and bass can come in, which you'll see in a minute. So I added some delay and an RC20 preset to make it sound a bit warped and older, like it's coming out of a cassette. It sounds even more filtered out now. Now I'll just show you the intro and outro. So I added this gross beat preset that sort of makes it skip. And I've got like a half speed one on as well, so I'll show you what that sounds like. So I'm slowly filtering it out until it drops into the drums here, and it's very similar in the outro as well. So here in the outro you can see it filters out again, it's sort of like coming back in. But I added a bit more of the sampling that's not in the other parts of the song just to finish it off nicely. It's like a nice little guitar lick thing. So first off for the drums, I'll just show you the kick. It's just a nice punchy kick, but I added in a bit of fuzz onto it just so it sounds a bit more older, I guess. So next we got this snare. It's one of those snares that smacks a lot. It's very percussive because I wanted the drums to have like an old jazzy kind of feel to them, but still very percussive. I added another trash preset onto this snare. It just gives it a bit more fuzz like the kick, but a lot more. And a little bit of saturation that makes it stand out a bit more. As you can see, it's snare enhancer, and then a little bit of delay as well. So I'll just show you what that sounds like. So that feedback on the snare, the fuzziness, it really bounces off the other drums that I'll show now. So I've got this clav, little percussive element that just bounces off the snare. Got a tiny bit of reverb on it. So the final bit of percussion is this wood block that bounces off the clav and the snare nicely as well. As you can hear, it's got a bit of like reverb on it, but I wanted to emphasize that a bit more, so I added some more on, and a bit of saturation too. Gives it a bit more space. So I've also got this hi-hat. It's not too complicated. It's very thin because I wanted it to be contrasting to like the quite heavy snare and kick. And I've also got a bit of delay and a lot of reverb on it to make it stand out more. all the reverbs and delays, they just make the drums bounce off each other a bit nicer and lead into each other. So next I got this bass. It's like a guitar bass, very authentic like the other drums. So got a bit of a groovy pattern, and I just added an EQ and a bit of compression onto it to emphasise the bass a bit more. So I've got a sidechain here on the bass that's hitting with the kick, and it just makes the kick punch a bit more when the bass is hitting as well. You can see quite a lot of it's being taken out. I'll just show you what all of them drums sound like together so you can see how they bounce off each other. So finally for the drums, I've got this shaker loop, and I just adjusted it so that the hold's all the way up, so I can stop it in certain parts, so it's just giving a bit more groove to it when it comes in. And what I've done here is I've just taken some of the highs out. There's a bit of delay as well, and this RC20 preset just makes it sound a bit older like the sample, so it sounds a bit thinner like the hi-hat. So the final part is the vocals. I've got two different ones and like a reverse one that leads it into the next 4 bars. I'll just start off by showing this one. It's very airy, and I've just added a lot of reverb and delay on it, and a EQ boost in the highs, so it sounds even spacier. And then I've got this reverse one as well that comes in the second part. Just a little bit of ear candy, that. And the other vocal is this soul-esque vocal. I wasn't sure about it at first because it sounds quite different to the other one, but I think it fits with like the weird vibe of the whole song, so it just sounds like that. And I've got a vocal preset on it, so I'll just show you what all of those sound like now. So you might have seen this part earlier and wondered what it was. It's just a bit of static that it just comes in the outro. Just ends it off nicely. And yeah, that's the beat. You can check out the song on all streaming platforms. I'd appreciate that. And I'll just show you what it sounds like all together now.